I did a dance one night and she walked around a party and after was after where everyone watched it, and I was just going, I didn't think he did well. Sounds normal, really bad. I think he'll be out next week.
Yeah, but I can.
And now here's the thing, Will, you may not know this. So Richard wrote a book that you're not reading. He is not worried because it was called The Thursday Murder Club. It was #1 in the bestseller charts the year before. It's still in the chart, it's just not #1 anymore. It was #1 for...
It's #1 still.
Oh, it is back then?
I think that, yeah.
Wow, it's so sorry. I'm sounding corrected, but it's still #1. Still #1.
I believe he just did that.
Guess what Richard's done now, Will?
What?
He's written a sequel. So this is the Thursday Murder Club United, but not really. It's really the next Thursday. It's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it picks up right at the end of the first book. A notice pushed under someone's door, and the very first scene in this, we discover what the note says and who it's from. And essentially, it lands the Thursday Murder Club that are 4 elderly detectives in a huge world of trouble. There's mafia, there's Colombian drug smugglers, there's cocaine. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
Interesting, yeah, Will?
Yeah.
He had me at cocaine.
Well, whatever you like. If you go see my mum, she'll have all the cocaine you can. So obviously the first one, I was worried it wouldn't do as well as the first one. It seems to doing it better, which is really lovely. I'm absolutely thrilled with the reaction to it.
And I suppose what's interesting this time is, because first time, you put your book out of the world, you hope people like it. Now you're getting that reader response. Did you tweak this book at all, kind of following what readers were saying, what they liked about the characters?
It's fascinating. So I'm not huge on research. I love characters and I love story. That's the thing that I love. So I'm not sort of talking about how to script down a gun or anything like that. And also they have great readers who look over your book, and in case there's there'll be a reader who says, "Oh, you said in 1972 that May the 17th was a Wednesday. It's actually a Tuesday." So you've got people who do all that for you.
Wow.
But in the first book, the one thing they didn't pick up on, which I've had literally so much trouble with, they didn't pick up on it because it wouldn't occur to you that this was wrong. I set the scene in the Waitrose in Tunbridge Wells, and there is no Waitrose in Tunbridge Wells. I mean, and not only that,
What? Say what now?
Oh, first world problem.
Yeah.
Plummeting.
You think I'm gonna read that?
I'm persona non grata in Tunbridge Wells. They were furious already that they didn't have a Waitrose in Tunbridge Wells, and now this has made it much worse.
You should build one with the profits from the
But I hear there are some scenes that you avoid, you won't write, like intimate scenes.
Oh yeah, I'm not interested in writing sex scenes. I always find it very peculiar when someone, love and romance, that's absolutely fine. But sometimes if you have friends who've written autobiographies, and you read and they start talking about their sex life, and you think, I really, really don't want to read that. And it's the same with authors. However much you kind of dress it up as one of your characters is having sex, everyone you've ever met, everyone in your family is going, oh yeah?
Hold on a second here. I mean, it's a creamy inner thigh. Her supple knee.
Now we know what we'll like.
I like that for pensioner sex, supple knees would be good. But like doing sex scenes supposed to be the same thing, where you feel like people think they're seeing what you do.
Sex scenes are the worst part of acting. Because like when you watch it in a movie, there's music and there's wine and there's all of that. But on set, there's a dude where holding the microphone.
You see, I have that in real life.
Quite unfiltered on your podcast about your own.
Yes.
Yes.
But we don't actually talk about us personally having sex because we have
So we
found
have
out.
twice.
Yeah, but it's been 2 really powerful times. Yes, exactly.
Why do it again? It worked.
what people send us in. It's pure smut.
No, really.
The stuff people send
And
us.
we are really boring.
One of our first ones that we got sent and it really struck a chord with everyone was some lady wrote in. I say lady. Wrote in. And she
It's a
said.
slag roll.
She said, he said, you got any questions? And she wrote in and she said, I need some advice because this is the phrase, I'm giving my husband his first foursome this Wednesday. Wow. Whoa. Our initial thought was, Wednesday?
That sounds like a Saturday.
Get it? You can't have a foursome on a Wednesday.
I suppose it's easier to park on a Wednesday.
It's easier to get childcare. Maybe, right, okay.
Yeah, true that.
If you're doing a foursome, you probably don't know what day it is.
Now, one of the things I find fascinating about your book, Will Smith, is that, fame, it sometimes it finds people accidentally, sometimes the level of fame finds people accidentally. You, a bit like King Richard, you wanted to be a movie star.
Absolutely.
That was your plan.
Yeah, it was at the time, Eddie Murphy was my favorite star, and Star Wars was my favorite movie. And I saw myself as being Eddie Murphy in Star Wars.
Oh, wow.
And so for me, the shot at Independence Day and the shot at Men in Black, I think Star Wars opened up my love for science fiction. So that's why I made so many films in that genre.
And I love, there's a story about you, I think you were doing Fresh Prince, so you were known, and you went to a Planet Hollywood opening?
Yes. I went to, it was Planet Hollywood, was a restaurant. I don't know. Did you?
Well, it's here. Yeah, it's still here.
Yeah. So Planet Hollywood. It was when they were opening, and it was in Australia, and I was asked to come to the opening. I went, and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was there was like what I call them in the book, the Magi. The three wise men, and they were standing and talking, and I walked into the crowd. And I was like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry. Listen, I want to do what you're doing. I want to be the biggest movie star in the world, and I know if anybody can tell me how to do it, you guys can." And they, kind of looked at one another, and then I guess in like the secret movie star language, they communicated that Arnold was going to answer me, and Arnold said, "If you're going to can't only be successful in America. You've got to go to every country in the world. You have to think of yourself as a politician running for the job of biggest movie star in the world." That's what I started doing. I started going around the world. I wanted to have premieres in places that had never had a premiere. We did the first premiere in Red Square in Moscow, and I started performing music outside of the premieres for fans that couldn't come. And I took that advice so to heart, and I was going to every single country in the world, and I started thinking of it, as he said, as your politician running for the biggest movie star in the world.
You talk about that, you do all that, you're studying the movies, you're studying what makes a movie star, and then there's a great moment in Bad Boys where Michael Bay wants you to do something.
Oh, yeah.
And you're resisting it.
Yeah, so Michael Bay, he did the first Bad Boys. Look how skinny. Yeah, I needed a couple extra kilos in that. Michael Bay was the director of Bad Boys, and it was my first shot at a big movie, and he was like, "Dude, I want you to take your shirt off in this shot." I was like, "Mike, come on, man." It's like I don't want to take my shirt off and be, I hate that in action movies where the guy is all greased up with his shirt off, walking through an abandoned church, doves, acting like that's normal. It's like, I don't want to do that. He's like, "Dude, you're wrong. You're wrong. Take your freaking shirt off." So we ultimately compromised where I would have my shirt open, and it was a famous scene in Bad Boys where I'm running in slow motion across the bridge with the shirt billowing.
The doves behind you.
Yeah, with the doves. You put the doves in and post. But I did that scene, and I remember coming off, and he comes running over to me, and he slaps me in my chest. He says, "I just made you a fucking movie star."
Here's that moment. There you are.
Enseguida